Ever get the feeling like you're talking at someone and not really with them?
Yeah.
Your message just isn't landing.
Yeah, I've been there.
Today, we're diving into Dale Carnegie's How to Win Friends and Influence People to uncover some timeless wisdom for better connections.
Okay.
This isn't about manipulating people.
No.
It's about tapping into core human truths to become a better communicator, a better leader,
Right.
really a better you.
Yeah, I like that.
What's so fascinating is that Carnegie's advice isn't about memorizing a bunch of tricks.
Oh, definitely not.
It's more about a shift in mindset.
It really is, yeah. He kicks things off with a story that really highlights that.
Oh, okay.
About a child's funeral back in 1898. The grieving mother wanted her daughter's name, Lillian, on the tombstone, but spelled with one L. But the stone carver insisted on Lillian, convinced he was right.
Wow.
This story just perfectly illustrates a trap we often fall into,
Yeah.
Prioritizing being right over truly understanding someone else's perspective. It's a powerful reminder that genuine connection starts with empathy.
It's like we're so focused on our own rightness
Totally.
that we forget to actually listen and connect with the person right in front of us.
Exactly. And Carnegie believed that this empathy, this genuine interest in others, is the key to building strong relationships and influencing people effectively.
He tells the story of Charles Schwab,
Oh, yeah.
this steel magnate who paid a man a huge salary, not because he was a technical genius,
Right.
but because of his knack for handling people.
That's interesting. Schwab understood that technical skills could be taught.
Yeah.
But the ability to inspire and lead others, to connect with them on a human level, was a rare and invaluable trait.
So instead of just pushing our own agendas,
Right.
we need to figure out what others want
Yeah.
and show them how our ideas can help them achieve their goals.
Carnegie called this principle arousing an eager want in others. It's about creating win-win situations where everyone feels valued and heard.
Now, this next point always makes me laugh a little bit because it's something I'm terrible at. Jim Farley, the political mastermind behind FDR's rise to the White House,
Yeah.
he had this incredible ability to remember names.
Yeah, he was known for that.
I mean, we're talking about 50,000 names.
Oh, wow. Farley didn't just remember names, though.
Oh, really?
He also made a point of learning little details about people's families, their businesses, their political views.
It sounds like he was a walking, talking database.
He really was.
Yeah.
But Carnegie argues that this effort, this act of remembering and using someone's name, is incredibly powerful.
To get it.
It shows that you're paying attention,
Yeah.
that you see them as an individual,
Right.
not just another face in the crowd.
Makes sense.
And that makes people feel valued, respected.
It reminds me of a time, I was at a conference, feeling a bit lost in the sea of faces.
Yeah, I know that feeling.
And then the speaker I'd met briefly
Yeah.
called me by name.
Uh-huh.
It instantly made me feel more connected.
It's those small details that can make a big difference.
Like you matter.
Exactly. And Carnegie himself understood this principle from a young age.
Really?
As a boy, he used to name his rabbits after the children who brought them food.
That's a pretty clever way to make kids feel special.
Exactly. And later in life, he used the same principle in business.
How so?
Famously naming a steel mill after J. Edgar Thomson,
Okay.
the president of the Pennsylvania Railroad.
Right.
It's about creating a lasting impression and fostering a sense of connection.
And you know what? It worked.
It did.
Thompson ended up buying his steel rails from Carnegie. Speaking of making a good impression, Carnegie talks a lot about the importance of being a good listener.
He gives the example of Howard Thurston,
Okay.
the famous magician.
Ah?
Thurston believed his success wasn't because of his magical tricks,
Oh, interesting.
but because he focused on the interests of others.
It's like when you meet someone new and they just keep talking about themselves.
Oh, I hate that.
You just start tuning them out.
Totally.
Right.
Yeah.
But when someone genuinely wants to hear your stories,
Yes.
your experiences,
Uh-huh.
it's engaging, it's flattering.
And that's what good listening is all about.
Yeah.
Creating space for others to feel heard and understood.
There's also that journalist, Isaac F. Marcusson,
Yeah.
known for his interviews with celebrities,
Right.
who said that good listeners are rarer than good talkers.
It's a good reminder that truly listening is a skill that takes practice.
Definitely. It's about putting aside our own thoughts and agendas, being fully present in the moment.
Think about a time when you felt truly listened to.
Yeah,
Didn't it make you feel valued and respected?
for sure.
That's the power of genuine listening.
It's not just about hearing the words.
No.
It's about understanding the feelings and intentions behind them.
Now, we all know dealing with complaints can be a bit like navigating a minefield.
Totally.
But Carnegie has some advice here that might surprise you.
Oh,
He shares this story about a salesman
okay.
who actually secured a massive $1.6 million order,
Wow.
all because he lost his voice.
Wait, he closed a deal without even talking.
He had to let the client do all the talking.
That's got to be a good story.
Yeah, it might sound counterintuitive, but it illustrates a crucial point.
Okay.
Sometimes the best way to win someone over is to just let them vent, to let them feel heard and understood before even attempting to present your case.
So it's more about listening than talking in those situations.
Exactly. Carnegie also tells this fantastic story about an electric light salesman who had to buy eggs from a disgruntled customer.
Oh, okay.
With prize-winning Dominic hens. She was fuming.
Wow.
Ready to chase him off with a broom, but his genuine interest in her chickens completely changed her attitude.
It's amazing how quickly a situation can de-escalate when you shift focus from the problem to something positive, finding that common ground.
It's about acknowledging their expertise and creating a space where they feel comfortable sharing their perspective.
So instead of interrupting with solutions or getting defensive, we should really listen and ask clarifying questions and let the other person lead the conversation. That makes a lot of sense.
It doesn't mean we have to agree with everything they say.
Right.
But by showing genuine interest and allowing them to express themselves fully, we create an atmosphere of trust and respect, which makes finding a solution so much easier.
This next point is especially interesting for our learner persona.
Okay.
Carnegie was a big believer in the power of dramatization. He tells this story about a sales executive who is struggling to get this busy Wall Street executive to even glance at his data.
The executive was drowning in a sea of paperwork.
Yeah, I can imagine.
And had zero interest in dry facts and figures.
Until
the salesman dramatically dumped 32 jars of competing cold cream products on his desk.
What?
Each labeled with the results of a trade investigation.
I can only imagine the look on that executive's face.
Suddenly, the executive was intrigued.
Oh, wow.
He started picking up the jars, reading the labels, asking questions. The data had come to life.
It's a great reminder that even the most important information can fall flat if it's not presented in a way that captures attention and sparks the imagination.
Carnegie understood that people are wired for stories, for visuals. We connect with information on an emotional level when it's presented in a vivid, engaging way. Think about the best presentations you've seen. They likely involve storytelling, visuals, maybe even a touch of humor.
It's like that saying, show, don't tell.
Exactly.
Instead of just listing facts, find a way to bring those facts to life. Make them memorable.
Exactly. We're bombarded with information these days.
Oh, yeah.
To cut through the noise and make a lasting impression, we need to find creative ways to connect with people on a deeper level.
This next principle really resonates with me. The power of a challenge.
Oh, interesting.
Carnegie uses several examples.
Okay.
Starting with the incredible transformation of Theodore Roosevelt.
Ah, yes.
Roosevelt was told by a doctor that he had a weak heart and very little time left to live.
Most people would crumble under such a diagnosis.
I know I would. But Roosevelt's response was to embrace life even more intensely.
He didn't give up.
Yeah.
He pushed himself harder than ever before, exceeding even his own expectations.
Wow.
The challenge, that sense of urgency, fueled his ambition and led him to achieve remarkable things.
It's like the saying, what doesn't kill you makes you stronger.
Yeah.
But it takes a certain mindset to see a challenge as an opportunity for growth.
Carnegie also tells the story of Charles Schwab using a challenge to motivate his steel mill workers.
Okay.
He wanted to boost productivity, so he challenged the different shifts to see who could produce the most steel in a single day.
Little friendly competition.
Woo!
I bet that got him fired up.
Absolutely. The workers rose to the occasion, smashing their previous production records. The challenge had tapped into their competitive spirit and inspired them to reach new heights.
It's amazing what people can achieve when they're motivated and have a clear goal to work towards.
And lastly, there's the story of how Al Smith challenged Louis E. Laws to take on the daunting job of warden at Sing Sing prison.
Sing Sing.
At the time, Sing Sing was notorious for its brutal conditions and rampant corruption.
That's a tough challenge, to say the least.
The Laws initially hesitated, But the challenge, the chance to make a real difference, ultimately convinced him to accept the position. He went on to become one of the most famous wardens in history.
Wow.
Inspiring prison reform and influencing countless movies and books.
Those stories really highlight how a well-framed challenge can push people to step outside their comfort zones and achieve amazing things. It's about believing in their potential, even when they might doubt themselves.
It's a reminder that leadership isn't always about giving orders.
Right.
It's about inspiring others to achieve great things.
So how can we apply this principle in our everyday lives?
Think about the people you interact with, your colleagues, your friends, your family. What challenges can you present to them that will inspire them to grow and achieve their goals?
It could be something small.
Right.
Like encouraging a friend to take up a new hobby.
Yeah.
Or challenging a coworker to come up with a creative solution to a problem.
The key is to frame the challenge in a way that is both motivating and achievable.
And of course, we need to offer support and encouragement along the way.
Exactly.
A challenge without the right support system can be overwhelming.
Exactly. Now, Carnegie moves on to a point that seems obvious, but it's so often overlooked: the importance of sincere appreciation.
Everyone loves a good compliment.
Of course.
It's like a little boost of sunshine in your day.
Carnegie starts with a story about a judge who gave away a prize puppy worth $100 in an hour of his time to a complete stranger.
Wow.
Who simply admired his dogs.
Wow, that's some serious dog love.
The judge was clearly passionate about his dogs, and the genuine appreciation he received from this stranger created an instant connection.
It's a reminder that even the most successful people crave recognition and appreciation.
Yeah.
We all want to feel valued and seen.
And it's not about flattery or empty compliments.
Right.
It's about recognizing and acknowledging the good in others.
Carnegie stresses that sincere appreciation, offered freely and generously, can be transformative for our relationships.
It can be, yeah.
He especially encourages us to apply this principle at home with those closest to us.
It's easy to take our loved ones for granted.
Yeah.
To assume they know how we feel, but expressing our appreciation, letting them know how much their actions and qualities mean to us, can make a world of difference.
It's about noticing those big and small things they do that enrich our lives.
Yes.
From cooking a delicious meal to simply lending a listening ear.
And these expressions of appreciation don't need to be grand gestures.
Right.
It's the thoughtfulness and sincerity that matter.
What I love about this principle is that it not only benefits the receiver,
yeah,
but it also benefits the giver.
Absolutely. When we focus on the positive aspects of others, on the things we appreciate about them, it shifts our perspective and makes us feel more grateful and positive ourselves.
It's a win-win. By making a conscious effort to express sincere appreciation, we strengthen our relationships and cultivate a more positive outlook on life.
Now, this next point is a bit delicate, but Carnegie felt it was too important to ignore.
Okay.
He discusses the shocking results of a survey conducted by Dr. Catherine Bement Davis, which revealed widespread sexual unhappiness in American marriages.
That's pretty surprising, considering it was so long ago.
It is, yeah.
You'd think those sorts of things weren't discussed openly back then.
You're right, but Carnegie felt it was crucial for couples to educate themselves about the sexual side of marriage, to prevent misunderstandings and foster a happier home life.
So even though times have changed, open and honest communication in relationships is still as important as ever.
Absolutely. It's about creating a safe space to discuss needs and desires, which leads to stronger, more fulfilling relationships.
It's fascinating how even back then, Carnegie recognized that open communication, even about sensitive topics, is crucial for healthy relationships.
He was ahead of his time in many ways.
Yeah, for sure.
We've covered a lot of ground today.
We have.
From the importance of genuine interest and remembering names, to the power of dramatization and sincere appreciation.
Right.
We've also talked about the dangers of criticism, the importance of letting others save face, and the magic of a well-framed challenge.
And of course, we touched on the delicate but crucial topic of open communication in relationships.
It's a lot to take in.
It is.
But if you had to boil it all down, what would you say is the overarching theme of Carnegie's work?
I think it's about recognizing the fundamental humanity in everyone we meet. It's about putting aside our own ego, our need to be right, and focusing on building genuine connections based on mutual understanding and respect.
It's about approaching every interaction with a sense of curiosity and empathy.
Yeah.
Rather than judgment.
Exactly. And while some of these ideas might seem simple,
Yeah.
even obvious.
They can be surprisingly challenging to put into practice consistently.
It's so easy to get caught up in our own busy lives.
It is.
Our own thoughts and agendas that we forget to truly listen and connect with people around us.
But that's what makes Carnegie's message so timeless.
I agree.
The principles he outlined nearly a century ago are still relevant today because they speak to our deep human need for connection, appreciation, and belonging.
So how can we take all of this wisdom and actually apply it in our own lives? Where do we even begin?
Let's start with a simple challenge.
Okay.
Think of one person you need to interact with soon.
Okay.
A colleague, a client, a friend, a family member.
Right.
Now, how can you apply the principle of arousing an eager want to get your message across?
Instead of focusing on what we want, we need to shift our perspective and think about what they want.
Exactly.
What are their goals, their needs, their desires?
How can you frame your message in a way that connects with their interests and shows them how your ideas can help them achieve their goals?
Right.
It's about finding that win-win situation where everyone feels valued and heard.
And remember that trick we talked about earlier, the one I'm personally terrible at? Try to remember the names of everyone you meet today.
Okay.
Pay attention to little details that can help you create a mental picture. Their occupation, their hobbies.
Right.
Something unique about their appearance.
And when you see them again, use their name.
Yeah.
It's a small gesture, but incredibly powerful.
Now here's a final thought-provoking question.
Okay.
That wasn't explicitly covered in Carnegie's book.
Okay.
But it's something to ponder.
Okay.
If even the most famous and successful people crave appreciation, how can we make giving sincere compliments a more regular part of our lives?
Think about the people you encounter every day.
Yeah.
Your barista, your mail carrier, your colleagues, your family.
Okay.
What genuine compliments can you offer that will brighten their day and make them feel valued?
It doesn't have to be anything grand or elaborate.
Yeah.
Just a sincere acknowledgement of their efforts.
Right.
Or a kind word about something you appreciate about them.
You never know. That small gesture could make their whole day.
Remember, a genuine compliment offered freely and generously can have a ripple effect.
Yes.
Creating a more positive and appreciative atmosphere for everyone.
And that's what I love about Carnegie's work.
Me too.
It's not about manipulating people or getting ahead at any cost.
Right.
It's about becoming better human beings, building stronger relationships, and making the world a slightly kinder, more empathetic place.
Well said.
It's a philosophy that resonates across cultures and generations because it speaks to that fundamental human desire for connection.
And there you have it, folks. Another deep dive complete. We've only scratched the surface of this incredible book, but I hope you've gained some valuable insights.
Me too.
If you enjoyed this deep dive, please subscribe and share it with your friends.
Yes.
Until next time, keep diving deep and keep connecting with the world around you.